Now in this session we are going to deal with the semiconductors in the material science. That is how the conductivity is happening in semiconductors. Physics of semiconductors. Now see the diagram here, energy level diagram for a metal, semiconductor and insulators. If you look at the diagram over here conduction band and the valence band are totally overlapped in the metals. Now coming to the semiconductor, you can see there is a difference between energy band EV and EC. EC is the conduction band and EV is the valence band. And EF is lying exactly in between the gap of EV and EC. EC is totally empty and EV is the valence band is completely filled. Now if you look at the insulators, the energy gap between EV and that is valence band and conduction band is so high, and the distance between the two is denoted by Eg is nothing but the energy gap. So the conduction band is totally empty in insulator and valence band is the difference. See the distance between valence band and the conduction band. Now you can see the distinction between metal, a semiconductor and insulator. That is, in a metal, conduction band and the valence band overlap. So the conductivity is happening very quickly without any rise of temperature. But in a semiconductor, because there is small energy gap, at particular temperature only electrons can move from the valence band to the conduction band, and therefore the electrons can move freely in the conduction band, which leads to the conductivity. Insulators, the gap is so high that electron from valence band cannot go to the conduction band. Therefore, they are tightly bound to the nucleus or the atom. Therefore, there is no conductivity. Though there is no free electrons or there are no conduction electrons. Next, conductivity of N-type semiconductor and conductivity of P-type semiconductor. In a semiconductor, there are two types of charge carriers. These are N-type and P-type. N-type semiconductors have excess of electrons and P-type semiconductors have excess of holes. This conductivity of P-type semiconductors, the electron concentration is far greater than the hole concentration. As I said, number of electrons is greater than the number of holes. So here the charge carriers of N-type are electrons and charge carriers for P-type are holes. N-type, it is the electron concentration is greater than the hole concentration. We know that for a semiconductor, conductivity is because of N-type as well as P-type. Therefore, the current will be because of electron current and also the hole current. Therefore, conductivity can be taken as Ne E into mu E plus NH E into mu H. This is the summation of conductivity due to electrons and the conductivity due to holes. As Ne is greater than Np. Ne is the electron concentration and Np is the hole concentration. For an N-type semiconductor, Ne is more. Therefore, the second term NH, N hole and E mu hole can be neglected. Therefore, conductivity of an N-type semiconductor sigma E is given by Ne E into mu E. Mu E is nothing but the mobility of an electron. Next, we are going to see with the conductivity of P-type semiconductor. The hole concentration is far greater than electron concentration because in P-type, the majority charge carriers are holes. So, hole concentration is greater than the electron concentration. Therefore, sigma is given by Ne E mu E plus N hole E mu hole. Since Np is greater than Ne, first term can be neglected and sigma H is equal to NH E mu H. This is the conductivity of P-type semiconductor. Now we will see the expression for the electrical conductivity of a semiconductor. As I said you, in a semiconductor, the net flow of current is due to both the electrons as well as holes. The current due to electrons is IE, which is given by NEAVE, and Ne is the number density and A is the area, V is the drift velocity and E is the charge. The current due to holes is IH, that is NHAEVH. So the total current can be taken as EA into NEVE plus NH into VH. Because we, as per the equations IE and IH, sum of these two equations taking the values EA as common, and I by A is nothing but J, which we have discussed in the previous sessions. So J is equal to I by A. Therefore, the current density J is equal to E into NEVE plus NH into VH. Just the simple cross multiplication I by A gives rise to J, and J is nothing but E into NEVE plus NH into VH. Therefore, but we know that J is equal to sigma into E. We have seen in the previous sessions J is equal to sigma E. Substitute the value of J as sigma E and rearrange the terms. Sigma is equal to E into NE into VE by E plus NH into VH by E. As VD is equal to mu into E, rewriting that VE by E as mu E and VH by E as mu H. Rearranging, we get it as sigma is equal to E into Ne mu E plus NH mu H, where mu E and mu H are the mobility of electrons and holes respectively. For an intrinsic semiconductor, Ne is equal to NH is equal to Ni, called the density of intrinsic charge carriers. Therefore, sigma can be taken as E into Ni into mu E plus mu H. This equation is only applicable for intrinsic charge carriers because Ne is equal to NH is equal to Ni. Otherwise, you can take it as sigma is equal to E into Ne mu E plus NEH into mu H. Next is expression for electron concentration. The number of electrons in the conduction band per unit volume of a material is called as electron concentration. What is electron concentration? We know that electrons in N-type semiconductor, electrons are the majority charge carriers in N-type semiconductors, and the holes are the majority charge carriers in P-type semiconductor. Now we are seeing these expressions. For your level, only expressions are being considered, but before that you need to know the basic understanding. The number of electrons in the conduction band per unit volume of a material is called as electron concentration. Where does electron stays? Electrons are free to move in the conduction band. That concentration is taken as electron concentration. Ne is equal to 4 root 2 pi m E star kt by h square and root of 3 by 2, Ne is equal to 4 root 2 pi m E star kt by h square whole to the power of 3 by 2 into e to the power of Ef minus Eg by kt. So this is the electron concentration, means remember always electrons lies in the conduction band. Electron concentration means it is the number of electrons in the conduction band per unit volume of a material. This electrons and the conduction band should be in place in these expressions because we are seeing the electrons in the conduction band and holes in the valence band. Next is expression for hole concentration in NH. The number of holes in the valence band per unit volume of a material is called as a hole concentration. That is, as I said before, the holes are sitting in the valence band. Now, this number of holes in the valence band per unit volume of a material is called as a hole concentration. You can ask me why the hole sits in the conduction valence band, why can't it in conduction band? Remember, electron from the valence band, if it moves to the conduction band and becomes free in the conduction band, the moment the electron is left to the conduction band, the vacancy is created in the valence band. That vacancy is nothing but a hole. So that hole is lying in the valence band. Therefore, the number of holes in the valence band per unit volume of a material is called as a hole concentration, and therefore holes are in the valence band. So NH is nothing but the expression for the hole concentration, that is 4 root 2 pi mH star kt by h square whole to the power of 3 by 2 e to the power of minus Ef by kt. So these two are the expressions which gives the electron concentration in the hole conduction band. electron concentration, the number of electrons in the conduction band per unit volume, and the hole concentration, remember the number of holes in the valence band per unit volume of a material is called as a hole concentration. And these two expressions are useful to determine the Fermi energy. You determine where exactly the Fermi level lies in the energy gap of a intrinsic semiconductor. Thank you.